Gary, always a tough job for a manager, but the retained list is now official. You've spoken to each player and plans now start ahead of the next season.
Yeah, I spoke to players the middle of last week, which is obviously why some changes in the matchday squad for Mansfield. I felt like it was best to let them know we were clear on what we wanted to do, so the quicker we could tell the players so that they could then enjoy the end of season awards and enjoy kind of the last few days with their teammates, we thought was important from a kind of human side of it. But it's never easy. It's always difficult because these players give everything and they want to try their very best, but sometimes for different reasons it just doesn't work out. And yeah, we obviously then look to recruit and what we need to bring in to improve the squad and to make it strong and better for next season.
Starting with those departing us, we say goodbye to Cheick Diabate, someone who's been at the club for quite a long time now. Played a key role in our promotion 4 years ago, but since then has probably found game time for him a bit hard to come by.
Yeah, Cheick was a difficult one because any academy player, especially someone who's loved by the supporters and had such a successful period in terms of the promotion in League Two, is difficult. But he struggled for game time. We sent him out on loan. He obviously came back and had a difficult period, kind of January when the squad was changing. And we wish him the very best. We hope his career goes on from here, because whenever one of our own leaves, we always want them to do well and be successful. So we wish Cheick all the best.
Vinnie Harper, Ben Parrington and Sean McDonald also depart after a couple of seasons with us.
Yeah, for different reasons. They obviously haven't played as much as they'd like, Ben and Vinnie, this year, and we feel like we have to look to try and get better and to try and improve in those areas. Angus, for me, was a really, really difficult one. He has been exceptional since he came to the club. He's done everything we asked this season. We just felt like with the players we had already signed at the club to kind of bring another defender into that group of a similar profile to the ones that we have wasn't the right thing to do. So he was, by far the toughest, and I thank him for everything he's done, because since he's been at the club, he has really delivered and helped in the second half of the season with some of the defensive performances we've had. So again, we wish him all the best and thank him for everything he's done.
Vinnie Harper, shown some bright sparks in his performance this season, but when you look at it, only made 10 starts. So is that part of the reasoning why Vinnie's been let go?
Yeah, Vinnie, as again a young player, in my opinion, with huge potential. We brought him in from Eastleigh, from non-league, and gave him an opportunity in league football, and I think he showed flashes of real quality. I thought his performance in the Nottingham Forest game in particular was a top performance, but as I've said to Vinnie, we've not seen enough of that, and I'm sure he'll get a club at a good level, and I hope he really takes that opportunity and grabs it, because he's a great kid. He's someone who works hard every day, but again, in this job you have to make difficult decisions that we believe we can get better and try and improve in that area, and it's up to our recruitment team to go and try and do that now.
The young trio of Mitch Beardmore, Gabe Billington and Matt Judge can depart as well, and I guess we wish them all the best in their next move and future careers.
Yeah, again, academy players is even more difficult than kind of first team players or players we've brought in. I'd done them with Dan Green. We spoke to the players, and always with young players it's really hard, and all three of them I thought took it with great maturity. I thought the way they spoke of their time at Exeter was really clear how much they loved it and how much they loved being part of this football club. And as we said to them when they left, they will always be part of this football club, and we will do anything we can to try and help them in whatever they go on to do next. So yeah, that wasn't an easy day, but it's part of the job, and it's it's probably my least favourite part of the job.
You've offered contracts to Caleb Watts, Jake Richards, Pedro Borges and Harry Lee and Frankie Phillips. How confident are you on retaining those?
I haven't got a clue, Scott, if I'm being honest. We have made as good an offers as we can to these players. Ultimately it's up to these players and their agents should they decide to take it. We've shown with all of them really the care we give them, the time we put into these players, and the contract offers. We've shown how much we want to keep them there. Now it's down to them and their agents to make that decision.
We are triggering Jay Bird's second year clause, I believe, and Josh McGuinness has the option of a second year in his contract. Are those likely to be done soon as well?
Again, we've triggered those options. Josh's option is in his favour, so hopefully the big man puts pen to paper on that soon. And Jay, obviously, we want to keep as well. He's someone that has came from part-time football at Arbroath and took time to get going, but second half of the season, since he's been out on loan at Rochdale, he's really shown his quality there, scored goals there. It's important he comes back pre-season and shows the gains from that time he spent on loan and shows his desire and hunger to get in our team on a more regular basis.
And we plan to trigger the clause that allows us to sign John Lee Ifeko permanently as well?
The clause that no one knew about, Scott, yes, that has been probably known for a number of months. Yeah, John Lee, we always knew this was here, and I think when we seen him start the season, everyone was amazed that we had that clause, and he's got another 2 years at the club. But obviously the 2 injuries he's had, the big setbacks this year that we've not seen enough of him. And I spoke to John Lee today and said he has every tool at his disposal to be a top player. Now he has to make sure he stays on the pitch next year, he's professional, he's consistent with his work, because his ceiling is huge for what he can achieve in his career, and we're delighted to sign him this summer.
You've invited Pat Jones, Demi Mitchell, Kev McDonald and Yannick Valshoot back to join us in pre-season. I guess just to fans, they probably might not understand what that really means, but could you just explain how that process works?
Yeah, so some of them had clauses where we could offer new contracts, but they're all injured at the minute or coming back from injury in Yannick's case, and we felt like a kind of duty of care for those players to provide a pre-season for them should they want it, and we get to see where they are physically. If somebody comes in for them at any moment, they can obviously go. They're not contracted to us in any way, but it gives us a chance to see them, to look at them, to see where they are, and should we want to sign them at that moment, we can, but obviously other clubs can take them as well. But we felt like for the 4 players it was important to give them that, but also what they give us in terms of their quality and their characters around the place will be really important as well.
And pro contracts have been offered to Liam Oakes, Kieran Wilson and George Burke, who I guess will join up with you guys in pre-season.
They will, yeah, and yeah, we're always hopeful of that next batch of young players coming through. Oakes obviously came on for the last little bit on Saturday and made appearances this year, which is great. And Kieran and
George Birch.
George hasn't spent as much time with us, and Kieran only now and again he's featured in the Papa John's or Bristol Street Motors, what is it called now? The Virtue Trophy it's called now. But yeah, those 3, it's a big step up to first team football, to first team pre-season. So it's a big summer for them to make sure they come in ready to hit the ground running with that as well.
Just a quick word on those loanees that have departed back to their parent clubs as well. I mean, Joe Whitworth leaves us 15 clean sheets and a fan favourite, 15 clean sheets of the league and as a fan's favourite. Yeah,
and credit to Kev Miller, we didn't think we could do it again after Veal. We've done it again. I don't know how he keeps doing it and finding these little gems. I've just spoke to Joe there, and he is a top guy, top goalkeeper, and will have an amazing career ahead of him. So we thanked him for what he's done this season. He's loved every minute of it, and yeah, we'll have to find another gem next season. But Kev has shown so far he's very good at it.
Al Hartridge came back in January, probably put in some of the best performances we've seen from him in a red and white shirt as well, and did exactly what you asked of him.
Yeah, Al was how did I say this? I know I say a lot to Al, and sometimes he knows I love him, but he wasn't a sexy signing, shall we say, and I mean that in the best possible way, Al. But he done exactly what we needed him to do. I thought by far he played his best games in an Exeter City shirt. I think he had a period where he was really top, not just in his defending, but in the way he passed the ball out for defence. He captained the team a few times. I think he's matured a lot in his time that he's moved away in the 6 months he spent away at Wickham. And I thought he's been absolutely outstanding. And I like that when he left the last time, it was under a little bit of a cloud. He wasn't playing as regular as he would have liked, but this time he's left, playing as captain and playing in a team that he really contributed to in the second half of the season with clean sheets and performance. So delighted for him and hope that his career really kicks on now at Wycombe or wherever he goes next.
It was a bit of deja vu for Ryan Trevitt again, wasn't it, in the way that his second spell ended, but again he showed glimpses of the quality footballer what he is.
He was, yeah. I thought he took a couple of games to get going, then he was incredible for us again in that midfield and in a period where again we had to win some big games and had important moments where Ryan Trevitt for me is a top quality player. I seen him at Brentford last week when I went there, and he's trying to get back from his injury, and hopefully next year his career kicks on at Brentford or wherever he goes next, alone potentially at the Championship. But whenever you can get players of the quality of Ryan Trevitt, then that is a huge boost. And again, I thought he was exceptional once he got his fitness and got going.
Joel Caldwell probably won't be happy with his stats when you look at the ones he had at Cheltenham earlier in the season, but he did exactly what you asked of him, and even playing as a false nine in a couple of games.
Yeah, I thought he was brilliant at that on Saturday. I thought he was our best player on Saturday. His understanding of the role and his frustration at not scoring was evident. But a top young player, great kid, great character, made the step up and came into a team that was struggling when he came in, and it was very difficult for him. So I'm sure he'll have learned a lot. Whilst he'll be disappointed probably at like you say, his numbers, he can be really proud of what he did. He showed a great maturity at a time when maybe he was in and out of the team, and his training standards never wavered, and he's obviously going back to a team that is now in our league. So I think we'll probably see a lot of him playing in our league and probably playing against us next season.
Antonio Gann, showed glimpses of the exciting footballer that he's going to be, and he'll probably have learnt a lot from his first spell in men's football with us. Yeah,
I touched base with Brentford when I was there about Tony. For me, he's matured a lot as a person. I sometimes think with these loans we just look at the player and the football side of it, but there's also a human side to it and a maturity side to it, where the player is moving away for the first time. They're maybe having to live on their own for the first time. Big T's had cooking lessons. I hear he's getting better at that. And yeah, to see the kind of young boy that came and now how much he's matured and grown is great. But as a player, I think he has so much to offer. I think he has amazing 1v1 skills. He knows there's area of his game he has to improve, but I think he's a player with a big future as well.
Aside from those in negotiation at the moment, you've got a basis of 14 contracted players next season, including a few of the younger guys. I mean, what does the transfer window look like for you, would you say, going forward?
A busy one. I think we will look to try and get a squad of about 25. I felt like second half of the season the squad has been a little bit big at times when injured players have come back. So we'll look for a squad of 25. So it shows you there's a lot of players to bring in, and as is always the case, we have to be patient. That isn't going to happen tomorrow. We do have targets. We are trying to speak to people, but people are still in playoff games. People are going on holiday, so we'll try and do that over the course of the summer and get the very best players we can to improve the team and give the team the best chance to be successful again next season.
Supporters might look at this list and be surprised by maybe a few of the names on there, but I guess the key is that's why we do this, just so you can kind of explain the reasoning and the process behind the squad and how it's going to evolve.
Yeah, and look, I understand that people have favourite players and they might leave, and I get criticism for that, or this is part of the job. I have to do what I think is the best thing for the club. I think, which is always the case, as we move on. If you look at last year, Veal, we thought we could never replace him and we'll never get somebody as good as him, and suddenly Joe comes in. And that's not to say that people still don't love Veal. We all love Veal, and it's great to see him playing for the greatest team in Scotland and winning trophies. So yeah, it shows that these players, Exeter is a part of their journey, and we will always be special towards them, but it's up to me, the recruitment team, to find the next one and to keep bringing players, better players, players that can, the supporters can fall in love with and bring us success again next season.
I guess the key in this period is that we thank those guys that are departing and show them support with their next move.
100%. I think that's what we do really well at the club. As a staff, we know this game is cutthroat, but we want to be human beings as well, and we want to, you know, try and do it in the right way and try and give them as much support for whatever they go to next, or any kind of references they need. We try and help them as much as we can, because we know how difficult the game is, and if you're out of contract, it can be a difficult time. So we're trying to be there for all of them and help all of them, even though they aren't going to be part of our plans next season.